Top 10 animals that can live without water for months. Although humans are unable to survive without 4-6 meals per day, some animals can survive without food and water for months or even years. Food is a primary source of energy for the body's proper functioning, and it not only enhances metabolism, but also serves as fuel for bones, muscles, and neurons. The body's reaction level is also maintained by food. Dehydration, irritation, and wrath are the consequences of failing to consume food punctually. In summary, it is a fundamental aspect of our nature to consume food daily. However, some creatures are inherently distinct. All of these natural elements and features aside, these 10 distinctive animals are capable of surviving for months or even years without sustenance or water. Discover their identities and the unique qualities that distinguish them by scrolling through them. Number 10. Kangaroo rat. A miracle of adaptation to arid environments, the kangaroo rat is indigenous to the deserts of North America. This diminutive rodent has never been observed drinking water in the environment, despite residing in regions with minimal rainfall. Metabolic water production is the mechanism by which it is capable of enduring in the absence of liquid water. It obtains moisture in addition to nutrients from the grains it consumes. The kangaroo rat's body generates water as a metabolic consequence of decomposing carbohydrates in its diet. The physiology of the kangaroo rat is specifically designed to conserve water, in addition to its nutrition. Its kidneys are highly specialized, resulting in urine that is significantly more concentrated than that of the majority of animals. This guarantees that essentially no water is wasted. This efficacy is further enhanced by its behavioral strategy of residing in burrows during the day to mitigate the intense desert heat. This further conserves its precious reserves by preventing water loss through evaporation and keeping its body cold. Number 9. Camel. The camel, which has been long associated with its capacity to endure harsh, waterless landscapes, is perhaps the most emblematic desert survivor. These structures are composed of fat reserves, despite the common misconception that they store water in their humps. This fat produces water when metabolized, allowing camels to go for weeks or even months without imbibing. Camels are capable of losing up to 25% of their body weight in water, a condition that is fatal to most other animals due to their capacity to tolerate extreme dehydration and this metabolic process. Additionally, camels have developed distinctive adaptations to mitigate water loss. Even in a state of dehydration, the efficient passage of blood is facilitated by the oval-shaped red blood cells. Their nostrils have the capacity to retain water vapor from exhaled air, thereby minimizing respiratory water loss. Furthermore, their capacity to consume substantial quantities of water in a single sitting, up to 40 gallons in certain instances, enables them to rapidly replenish their reserves when water becomes accessible. Number 8. Feisty fiend. The thorny devil, a diminutive, spiny reptile that is indigenous to the Australian outback, flourishes in one of the most arid environments on Earth. Its most extraordinary adaptation is its capacity to extract water directly from its environment. The crevices between its spines are specifically engineered to direct water from rainfall or morning dew toward its mouth. This mechanism enables the thorny devil to hydrate effectively, even in regions with limited precipitation. The thorny devil employs behavioral strategies to conserve moisture in addition to its water-harvesting epidermis. It is most active during cooler periods of the day, thereby averting the intense heat that would result in water loss. It can endure extended periods without direct access to water due to the moisture provided by its diet, which is predominantly composed of ants. Number 7. Desert tortoise. In the arid landscapes of the southwestern United States and northern Mexico, The desert tortoise is a maestro of survival. This reptile is equipped with a specialized bladder that functions as a water reservoir, accumulating substantial quantities of liquid that are absorbed during uncommon rainfall. Even during extended droughts, the tortoise can be sustained for months by the stored water. To conserve water, desert tortoises are known to restrict their activity during the hottest hours of the day, retreating to subterranean burrows where the temperature is lower and the humidity is higher. The tortoise is safeguarded from overheating, and its water requirements are reduced by these burrows. To ensure its survival in an unforgiving environment, the desert tortoise supplements its water requirements by consuming moisture-rich vegetation. Number 6. African lungfish. In response to the seasonal water scarcity of its environment, the African lungfish has devised one of the most extraordinary survival strategies. This fish burrows into the soil and secretes a mucus layer that hardens into a cocoon when its habitat becomes devoid of water. The lungfish enters a state known as estivation within this protective carapace, which involves a decrease in metabolic rate to conserve water and energy. The lungfish can endure years without water in this dormant state, relying exclusively on conserved body fat for sustenance. It rehydrates and resumes its aquatic lifestyle upon the return of rain. This extraordinary adaptation allows the African lungfish to endure conditions that would be fatal for the majority of aquatic species. Number 5. Bedouin goat. The Bedouin goat is a species that is uniquely adapted to the arid deserts of the Middle East, where water is a scarce resource. These goats are capable of withstanding substantial dehydration, as they can lose a substantial portion of their body weight in water without experiencing any adverse effects. When water becomes accessible, they rapidly rehydrate by consuming copious quantities to replenish their reserves. Bedouin goats are less reliant on direct water sources, as they obtain moisture from the plants they ingest in addition to their physiological resilience. The nomadic cultures in these regions have found them invaluable due to their capacity to flourish in severe, water-scarce environments. Number 4. Sand gazelle. The sand gazelle, which is indigenous to the deserts of the Middle East, possesses an extraordinary ability to endure prolonged periods of drought. In order to reduce its metabolic rate during droughts, it reduces the size of its liver, which in turn reduces the quantity of water required for respiration and other bodily functions. Its survival is contingent upon this distinctive physiological adaptation. Furthermore, sand gazelles are able to flourish in the absence of water sources by obtaining the majority of their moisture from the vegetation they consume. Their dry feces and highly concentrated urine further reduce water loss, rendering them extremely well suited to desert existence. Number 3. Addax antelope. One of the most water-efficient mammals is the addax antelope, which is indigenous to the Sahara Desert. It is capable of enduring for months without consuming water, as it obtains all of its moisture requirements from its diet of grasses and other arid vegetation. The addax's pale pelt reflects sunlight, which aids in its cooling, while its diminished activity during the day conserves water and energy. The antelope's capacity to endure severe depletion and its effective utilization of available resources have enabled it to flourish in one of the most challenging environments on Earth. Nevertheless, its survival is being jeopardized by the increasing prevalence of habitat loss and hunting. Number 2. Namib desert beetle. In order to endure in one of the world's most arid regions, the Namib desert beetle implements an unconventional approach. It utilizes its specially modified shell, which is composed of a blend of water-attracting and water-repelling surfaces to capture water from fog. This enables the beetle to direct the flow of minute droplets into its pharynx. This beetle can flourish in an environment that is nearly devoid of liquid water by extracting moisture from the air. It functions as a model for innovative technologies in human water conservation due to its efficiency in water collection. Number 1. Australian water-holding frog. The Australian water-holding frog is an extraordinary survivor of the arid Australian outback. In times of drought, it is known to burrow underground and undergo a state of estivation, which significantly slows down its metabolism. It utilizes the water stored in its bladder and body tissues to maintain hydration for months or even years while underground. In the event that rains return, the frog emerges, completely rehydrated and prepared to resume its usual activities. It is one of the most resilient amphibians in the world due to its capacity to retain and conserve water. The ingenuity of nature in confronting the challenges of water scarcity is exemplified by these animals. They not only survive, but also flourish in some of the most extreme environments on Earth as a result of their specialized adaptations. Their narratives provide valuable insights into resourcefulness and resilience. Enjoyed the content? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Your support means the world to us and keeps us motivated to bring you more awesome videos.